He's the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show. Your war room for insider news and draft analysis from deep within the confines of Cowboys headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Voch Lombardi, Nick Harris, Bobby Belt, Tommy Yarish, and Kyle Youmans.
Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, and we are 79 days away from the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome in to the Draft Show presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome back into the SWBC studios. We are live this week. Glad to be back from the Senior Bowl. Had a great week and glad to be rejoined by Voch Lombardi, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. It's also the triumphant Draft Show return of one Iisha Morrison. Welcome back, Iisha.
I did not miss that.
You didn't miss the
countdown. I
days?
did not miss the countdown. It's
Brian
not as stressful
and Voch
now.
don't do that on your show.
It's not
Zach's
as
not
stressful.
pointing out the amount of days.
It's not
time
as
is
stressful.
running out, and I don't want to be reminded.
See, he got that. That's why I used to get stressed out because he'd be like, "It's only 30 days left." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, I ain't through the fifth."
It gets you on your P's and Q's, though, right? Like it gets you
don't
locked
stress
in.
me now because I'm not a baby no more. But when I was a baby, I
You've been through it a couple times.
Talk to him.
That's funny. I do remember the first time I did that, you were like, stop, don't say that. Quit. But yeah, glad to have you back, Iisha. How's it going?
That's good. I'm happy to be on. Getting into this draft process. This class is really exciting to me.
Okay.
I think it's caught a lot of people by surprise when you start getting in depth, looking into it. So I'm excited to talk about it with you, gentlemen.
Is it a little, I know it's exciting. I agree with what you're saying because every draft like this, there are diamonds in the rough and you're going to find some surprises in different situations. But is this a draft that you're a little disappointed in when you go back and watch it? Because I find myself being a little disappointed in certain areas.
I'm not. I think that there are key positions that, every year it flips on its head. Some years, even last year we saw, high frequency from the offensive line position and whether it was guard or tackle. This year, that's kind of down. We're not sure how many guys that we think are first round talent and all those things. So I feel like I like that it's different every year. I like that it's different every year. This linebacker class, I think, is sneakily has some great players. This defensive line, especially with the edge position, has some depth. The cornerback class is deep.
Solid, yeah.
So it's like, I think it just depends on what you like and what you're looking for. Because if you're looking for a linebacker, edge, maybe safety, corner, you cooking with gas there, especially with corner, probably going into the later rounds. What you got?
I just want the Cowboys to get it right. I just
stressed out.
I just want them to pick the right guy. There's a lot of players that's in that range that I probably won't be feeling. There's a lot of players that I like, though. Yeah. I think where Cowboy fans kind of would get down is when they ask us, well, can we get a Michael Parsons type guy at 12 this year? And we're like, well, nah, you know what I'm saying? But you can get a nice safety or something, you know what I mean, if he falls. You can get a great linebacker if he falls. So every group's going to be different. I like the offensive line a lot last year. Offensive line is a little different this year. So normally I'm advocating offensive line every year. You probably won't hear me as loud advocate for it. I think something else that's kind of weird too. Dante Moore really let us down because we need quarterbacks up top to push dudes down.
I agree completely.
So Dante going back to school made it like, all right. And then Daniel Jeremiah with his trifling, messy mock draft, he gon' drop, makes us feel away like, oh man, can we get wiped out here? And normally wiped out at 16 is, we'll get Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Wiped out at 12 different this year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the lack of quarterback. I guess
it's a lack of playmakers in the draft because the wide receiver class isn't as top heavy.
Yeah, but
running back, you got Jeremiah Love, and that's about it.
Yeah, the running back class. Like if you're struggling with this running back class, if you're struggling to decipher who's who, you need to have a conversation with somebody. It's not that stressful. It's pretty cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? But I do.
They either run hard or they run fast.
Yeah, that's about it.
Is it?
Listen, I mean, there are some gentlemen that have some explosiveness and stuff like that. I do think they're on the wide receiver class. I mean, probably going as like the second, maybe early third. You could find some guys, but after that, it's good night to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm okay with it. As I've been watching this class, I feel like every time I'm watching, I find out somebody that I maybe didn't notice before, and they might go to a smaller school or whatever, but they're talented. There's talent in this draft. It's just not as extravagant as some of these other classes have been, I guess.
Tua, now that you've put some names to some faces to some units, Kyle, I asked you to. I just said her because she was the last one talking. Are you cool with 2 top 20 picks, or would you rather have 3 top 100 picks?
See, I don't know yet.
Come on, Kyle.
I think it goes back to what you said about how the board falls.
Sure.
One thing I will say, it's irking me. The more that I get into the film, it's irking me that Dallas does not have
the second and third round picks.
It's
The lack of a day 2 pick is hurting you right
it's
now.
really hurting you. And then
Now,
where are you with
when
the
you
fourth
think about
round?
where those went, you feel okay about it for the most part. You feel fine.
Yeah.
But I'm right there with you.
I just feel like the way that this board, again, with the lack of quarterback and stuff, that this board could really fall, and it should, like, I think that third, fourth round is going to be really rich, and so I just really I don't know, I'm struggling with the fact that I would want Dallas to maybe try to find a way, but to answer your question, it depends on how the board falls for me. But I don't think it's anything wrong with them trying to get somehow into the second or third, because I think the value there is going to be more. It might make more sense because of the lack of quarterback and that type of stuff.
I said this on Talking Cowboys this morning. We had a brief conversation about that scenario of would you rather trade back from 20 or just stick and pick? And I think right now, as we sit here 79 days away, I would stick and pick, because you have 2 guys that could immediately be difference makers and starters on your defense. That's where I would lean right now.
That's fair, because the second 2, Dallas get a little.
It's been a little dicey in the past.
So wishy-washy.
The one thing that I do want to keep an eye on, and that's where you kind of got into, where it depends on what the board shows you.
Yes, sir.
You're going to have 13 or 14, maybe upwards of 18 first-round grades.
Some real ones.
Some legit first-round grades.
For sure.
You're going to get one at 12. Confidence level is high there. You might get one at 20, and if you do, stick and pick.
Sure.
But then you get from about 20 is right at that boundary to about 45 in the draft. And I feel like that's just a hodgepodge of, and as Brian Broaddus always said it, ice cream flavors. Who are you going to pick, and why are you going to pick them? In between 20 and 45, you can probably feel pretty good about anybody in that sense. So if that's the case, and you're able to pick up an extra selection in the top 100, go get a couple guys, because you would flip picks, assumingly, with, I threw out a scenario with Tennessee, where Tennessee wants to come up and get some weapons, a wide receiver or somebody for Cam Ward to throw the football to, because they drafted offensive line early just to be able to protect him. You trade up and you get 35, 66, and a third-round pick next year. So you get your second-round pick, you get a third-round pick, but you're right back to a normal draft at that point.
Isn't that what they did with the Nealon BB Guyton year?
So they went from 24 to 29.
Okay, they went back.
They got a third-round pick, and that ended up being BB.
Okay, tracking. So we've seen them kind of do some movement and stuff like that. I guess also, too, it depends on, as we get more into learning the scheme, understanding what the coaches want, because some of these positions are top-heavy.
For sure.
Are you going to, again, you're not going to dictate your board and all this stuff, but I think that, to answer your question, it's going to be very contingent on free agency then.
Yeah, for sure.
Because some of these positions you need immediate impact in, and if you're not going to do it in the draft, you're going to be cool with them first 2, and you ain't touching nothing for 2 days, the second and the third, then you need to be aggressive in free agency and making sure that you take care of some of those positions, so you don't have to feel like maybe you're reaching or you're having to go up and.
That's always the goal. Whether it happens or not is going to be a different story.
Well, yeah, and again, I think something I heard Steven talk about at the Senior Bowl was just talking about how he feels like the coaches coming in. They've had new coaches coming in. They've had the interviews. They're getting perspective from the outside about free agents that are going to be available as well. That's valuable. Because your scouts do their thing, but you got guys that are coming from other places that have perspective and gotten eyes on guys that maybe you haven't. I hope that Dallas does what they need to do in free agency, so we won't be having these talks. Because if you don't do nothing in free agency, you're just going to sit there the second and third.
Yeah.
You just going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs?
Yeah.
You just there for decoration?
It'll be a long day for us.
I'm going to be stressed. Do something.
Because honestly, I don't like seeing all these mock drafts where people trade back 5 or 6 times. I don't like
hate it.
Hey, y'all, we saved the Cowboys with these 15 picks I've gathered. Just keep trading.
They're all going to turn out. It's going to be great.
The mock drafts I want to see is I want to see people get uncomfortable, get wiped out, and sit in there and pick. So even if we do have a great free agency, draft Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver from Arizona State. We don't need wide receiver. But dog, boy, you sure would have hated it if you would have drafted Kayvon Chason. And then look, Chason, he's doing fine. But take the better dude every time. And if you really do your thing free agency wise, then you could do that. It would be very uncomfortable if you get wiped out and you didn't have a great free agency, and now you're going, what do we do now?
Exactly. That's what I'm
now?
talking about. That's you don't want to put yourself in a position, and again, to go anything other than BPA. And again, that's another thing that I noticed with Steven and Will McClay talking at the Senior Bowl is despite the fact, you asked some fantastic questions, by the way.
Of course he did.
Despite the fact that we know that there is an emphasis on defense, they are not ruling out offense.
No.
Steve Jones said,
I asked that in the postgame or the postseason presser too.
Yeah,
he said the same thing.
They're not ruling out offense, and as much as it makes me itch, if we want them to go BPA,
It's the best way to draft.
we need them to go BPA.
Yeah.
I think they want that running back if he there.
With Jeremiah?
I think they want the running back if he there. I think they're so stacked at wide receiver. I think when they say offensive, we don't want to rule offensive player. I think they're specifically talking about the running back.
I'm gonna hide behind my mic as I say this.
You don't think that's that stacked?
No, I love Jeremiah Love.
I'm talking about the wide receiver room. No,
It's okay.
say what you're gonna say about
What I'm gonna say is, if they were to take Jeremiah Love,
Sure.
I don't think I would have hated that much.
Hell no, you wouldn't have. He's a guy.
I don't think I
and
would
you
hate
had a
it.
good free agency.
What is the best friend to a possible or to a defense? What is the
game.
best friend to a defense? Best friend to a play action quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jeremiah Love would do a lot of things for this team.
Yeah.
But do you have the ability to do that with your current state of your defense? Absolutely not. But if you give yourself enough room to maneuver and room to shake and he falls to you, hell yeah, let's make it happen. I'm all for that. But there's still a lot of moves that have to happen between now and then.
I guess. We can talk about it. This running back room, we don't know what the hell it is right now. We don't know. They've
Especially
expressed,
if they don't bring back Javonte or
Yeah,
they aren't able
which
to
I
come up to
see.
it.
They on the phone with his people now.
They need to
So
be.
I would assume that Javonte
Yeah.
gonna be
I
back.
think he'll probably.
Some other people I can't vouch if they're gonna be back, but they're on the phone now. Please.
Yeah.
But I think they need to. I think they need to be. Dallas has kind of neglected the running back position. Showed how much they disvalue it to me in the last couple of years.
4 different rushers, all 1,000 yards in 4 years, though.
Yeah.
That means that even if they've devalued it, not to interrupt here, but even if they've devalued it, they've still found production.
Yeah, I think that the guys have had production despite of in a lot of senses. So I think it's awesome that the guys, like we talk about a Rico Dowdle, that he was able to show what he was able to do, and obviously Javonte. But I just feel like if they were to go running back, I wouldn't be too upset about it, just because I do think that Dallas needs to start taking that position seriously.
Yeah.
And I believe that, yes, the scouts did their job with Javonte, but they also kind of looked up. You know, guys, I'm sure there's evaluators. I'm sorry to the area scouts. Don't get pissed at me. But I'm saying, like, I understand that they probably saw what they saw and everything. But this guy did have to come in and prove it.
Yeah.
This guy had to come in and be
I
effective.
think they would agree with you there.
Yeah, he learned the playbook, even so, and you see that in the pass protection. You see that in the way he's willing to sacrifice his body. I don't want Dallas to start from scratch for this position. I definitely want Javonte back here, and if they decide to add on to it, fine. I don't know about drafting.
But draft him in the first round.
I think Jeremiah is that talented, but
would you rather have Javonte Williams or would you rather have a possible?
a young nugget?
Yeah.
My argument is both.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
My
I
argument is keep Javonte, bridge him, and just,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
get
saying?
was about to say, you need both. Because one thing about Javonte.
See what happened to Genty this year.
Right.
Facts. You need both. I think you specifically need Javonte because you don't know what the hell's happened with your tackles. We don't know who's going to be where. We don't know. We're looking for Guyton to take a step this year. We don't know if Terrence Steele is returning. We already talked about, to some degree, the tackles in this class that aren't super. So it's like.
What'd you say?
So
They not.
I do think the pass protection that Javonte brings, it's I know people are maybe minimizing it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You're trying to have the longevity of the quarterback.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, if y'all want to draft running back, fine, do what you want to do.
Well, running back's not my priority. It's not. It's not first on the list.
No.
But if you get this goofy scenario where your rushers are gone, your corners are gone, your linebackers out of there, your safety shouldn't be there. Reese ain't there. Quarterback, offensive lineman, and now you're staring at, okay, well, it's either
Trade back.
I don't believe in that.
No,
I
go
hate
BPA.
I hate fake trade back stuff. You know, if they trade back, they trade back. But I don't want to just say in February because I'm uncomfortable, I'm trading back. Man, I watched film. At that point, it'll be Jeremiah Love, Jordan Tyson. I'm not taking Colton Hood over those two.
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like Colton Hood, but just if I'm going to build my board, I'm hoping that the people on the second floor take care of business in free agency so I can draft how I want to draft. I don't believe in trading. I don't like when y'all hit me up like, well, Voch, I would love this player at 20, but I don't know. Maybe he's more like a 25 player for me. Bruh, quit
Just
playing.
take the pick.
Dylan Thieneman, right? I'm putting names on me being upset, right?
Right.
Oregon safety. Or Voch, how about this? I'll trade back, get another pick, and we can get Thieneman at 29. Take him at 20. If you like him so much, take him at 20. I've talked myself into going, I don't care where y'all have this safety rank, I'll have him at 20. Because y'all can look around the league and be like, oh, look at what these nickel safeties are doing. Thieneman can do that. He can play some free. He can play in the box. He tackle good, finds the football in the air. Why do you have to be so, I'm uncomfortable taking a safety here. I'm going to trade back and get more picks. Put your parts on the table and just take them. So that's where I'm at. If you get Jeremiah Love and Dylan Thieneman, it may value-wise, it may not be perfect.
It'd be awesome,
But that's two dudes.
Yeah, those are two dogs.
There's two guys that
I'll take
immediately
them.
come in and help you, immediately. And I just feel like with the whole, scouts are not supposed to overthink it.
For sure. What they do.
They're not supposed to overthink it. You're supposed to be deep enough into your study that you're able to have enough context to decide what it is that you're going to do in that moment. So it's up to them to just be prepared. I hope that they are.
Yeah.
And they're able to come out and have some players. Because Dallas, as we talked about, they're not in the position where they can play around. They need to hit on these picks. They need to hit on these picks.
Yep. Yeah, these two picks are crucial to the future of the organization. It's funny because former draft show host Jeff Kavanaugh was Captain Trade Down. And he was always the one that was riding to trade it away. And I think a lot of our listenership has agreed with him in certain situations. I'm going to dub you Captain Stay Put. Captain Stick and Pick. Make it happen.
Hey, that's what I'm on. Because and look, I just saw somebody in the chat. Oh, he wants to hypothetically make a pick, but he won't hypothetically trade back. I feel you, but if you look at what the Cowboys normally do, they normally make picks. They'll move around sometimes, but for the most part, they stick in there and pick.
Even when they drafted Micah and they traded back, they went back 2 spots. When they traded back and drafted Tyler Guyton, they went down 5 spots.
Sure.
It's not like they're making these massive jumps from outside of the first round into the second round, and they're picking up this unbelievable haul to make it happen.
It don't happen.
And you get to redo your entire draft. A lot of these mock draft simulators, too, they have their own little chart of significance on trades, and not a lot of them are accurate. A lot of them are very hypothetical, like we just said that word.
Sure.
And they're very iffy.
I hate them.
You don't
I know
like 'em?
people. I hate mock draft.
Yeah.
I hate it. My
So when we
anxiety
come
don't
back,
like
we're going to have a mock draft here. No.
Oh, no.
I don't like the uncertainty. And then draft night is so unpredictable.
Yeah, it is.
I understand that it's an exercise that people do to just, tackle their minds. But for me, it feels so mundane in a sense because it's just not the way that people do their mock drafts. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen like that.
Yeah.
So I don't like them. Sorry, y'all. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah.
Anybody mad at you? I hate them.
They dusty.
Shoot.
All right. When we come back here on the draft show, we're going to have some Twitter on the 20. I put the tweet out there earlier. We've got Iisha Morrison in studio. We've got Voch Lombardi in studio. Send in your NFL draft questions. Twitter on the 20. When we come back, more of the draft show presented by Miller Lite right after this.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
How about them Cowboys? And how about them Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls? Keep your game day celebrations going with real eggs, potatoes, cheese, and our savory Jimmy Dean sausage. And with 22 grams of protein per serving, you'll have enough energy to power you from early morning to the final whistle. The no-hassle, ready-in-minutes prep makes it easy. Just heat, eat, and cheer on those Cowboys. Get yours today. Jimmy Dean brand is proud to be the official protein of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
I'll be up
Back
at 5
here
in the
on
morning.
the Draft Show presented by Miller Lite.
Yo,
The only-
Beam, you better say something for
He said it.
He said it.
Oh, my bad.
All right. Lone Star Smokeout is back in Arlington April 24th through 26th. Watch headliners Riley Green, Shabuzi, Cole Wetzel, and more at this 3-day outdoor country music festival. Plus, enjoy barbecue for some of the best pit masters in the country. Get your tickets today at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing partner of AT&T Stadium.
Aisha, do you like monster trucks?
No,
Why not? Hold on, Kyle. Why not?
I don't know. They're just big and destructive.
Just big and destructive. Just.
You like monster trucks?
Do you like defensive linemen? You like watching the trenches?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's exciting.
But
Why
that's
do you
a
like
monster-
watching the trenches? Because they're big and destructive.
No, it's because they do things every play. You can look at them and see them doing things.
Yeah.
I don't see that same thing in
You don't
Monster
see
Jam.
them jumping cars and running
No,
over
it's kind
things?
of cool. I went to the Universal Soul Circus and they had dirt bikes and motor stuff. I never seen a giant, monster truck
Can't
thing.
knock it until you try.
I think it's cool that people can create something like that.
It's cool that they can create.
People fussed at me because I didn't see value of trucks spinning upside down.
He thought they were
Twerking.
twerking. Yeah.
The truck was upside down spinning like you was.
Now,
That's
could you do that in
talent.
your vehicle? Exactly. It
It takes talent
If I
to
do
be
it in
able
my
to
vehicle,
drive.
I need to call the police. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just saying like Monster Jam didn't reach a certain demographic of people is what I try to get the chat and my peers to understand. And I wasn't in that demographic. That
Diversify yourself.
I do. I'm not quite at Monster Jam.
Not to that level
You
yet.
probably have a really good time. People just
Probably
get drunk and watch and scream and
I'm going to jail if I get drunk and scream anywhere. Get drunk and scream in public? Me?
You think you the only black person that's not going to Monster Jam? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, because Derek Eagleton go, but he's a rich man. I'm not Derek Eagleton rich. When you're rich, you can do what you want.
Now you telling us business. That ain't nobody business.
Let's get into
Hit the
some
button, Bean.
Twitter on the 20.
There it is. We're back. Jordan wants to give a sticking
up, Jordan?
pick question for Voch.
Stick and pick. Oh.
Stick and pick. Which position would you be comfortable doubling up on if you were wiped out in the first round? Which one would it be?
If I was wiped out in the first round?
Yeah.
If you're wiped out defensively
yeah.
and you have to double somewhere,
You have to double up on the back.
you
like,
take
with
away
the
a lot
rest
of my
your draft.
options if I'm wiped out. So I don't think so if I'm wiped out and you say the Cowboys drafted a defensive tackle, Peter Woods, Clemson at 12, and they took a defensive end at 20. That's the only way I can see it. Because if you get wiped out, your edges, corners, and safeties are gone. That's half of what I need. You know what I'm saying? You ain't taking two receivers. You're not taking two running backs at 12 and 20. If I double down, I'll take two linebackers if
I was
it's.
about to say, because some of these guys have pass rush ability.
But if you wiped out, ain't no styles. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you in a tough position. But I would say D-line. If the Cowboys say, hey, we don't know how much longer Kenny's going to be here. Quinn is going to be around a while. Osa's got paid. Maybe we're trying to, build this system where we need more D tackles. And maybe Peter Woods is so high on our board that we value him to come in and compete with Perrion and Toia that we'll draft a defensive tackle and you'll get your edge at 20 and you double down at D-line. That's the only way I can see it.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Shout out to you for answering the question. It would be linebacker for me too.
Okay.
I think that you would end up having to you would have to talk about what they do coverage-wise and what, especially when we start getting into maybe what this scheme is going to look like with these guys having to drop in coverage and stuff like that. Obviously, the showing and going, I expect a lot of simulated pressures. Can that linebacker rush the passer as well? I think you have to weigh the pros and cons. But I will say, do you gentlemen, I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys have a linebacker that's not a first-rounder, but you see the talent with him that if they did go, they doubled up at linebacker. If this guy is really like a second round pick, who is that to you?
And you took him at 20?
And you took him at 20. Who is a gentleman you would be okay with taking at there? If it's not Arvell Reese.
I can hear a lot of draft fans saying Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech.
Absolutely.
No way.
I have a 2-3 on him,
Sure,
so that
people
would be a
would say that.
full reach. That'd be a full round of a reach for me.
Because the
I
only
think it's
two
only two names.
we only expect an Arvell Reese and
Sonny
Styles to be ones. Who is your guy after that?
I think
Allen is
Hill,
my next
Texas, and C.J. Allen from
C.J.
Georgia.
Allen.
I
So-
think that's the only two.
Anthony Hill.
So does either one of them, are we worried about, I haven't talked to you guys about it, what about the size for C.J. Allen? Again, if you're considering like, hey, can this guy also rush? Because you gotta be able to do more than just play linebacker if I'm taking you that high. So can you rush the passer?
This is the thing about C.J. Allen. He's small technically by his numbers. Like his weigh-in numbers are going to make him look small. But on film, he big and he whoop ass. So like he don't have no problems thumping offensive linemen, blitzing, whooping feet down there. He's not one of these other linebackers that I won't name that kind of get washed in O-line trash. So I think that, yeah, he's a guy that can do some blitz things for you. It's interesting how you word it, though, because I think Allen would be like a Mike type guy for you. I wouldn't see him rushing on the edges very much here, and that'll make it kind of difficult. And the same thing for Allen. I see him as more of an off-ball guy, but he can bring you value blitzing on the line of scrimmage. If you get wiped out, we just gonna have to cry. You know what I'm saying? Cry some tears for real.
Because I don't feel comfortable taking either one of those guys in the first round, despite the talent. And I'm high on Anthony Hill Jr.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just don't think it lines up that way. Speaking of linebacker, what is y'all's expectations for Maris Leafow? What the hell is going on?
It depends on who Christian Parker thinks he is. Is he going to be kind of an occasional blitzer? Is he going to be a coverage linebacker? Is he going to be – where do you want to put him? Because right now I think he's gone through two different coordinators that didn't necessarily know where to put him.
Right.
And for me, I would rather him be downhill than I would backing up and getting into coverage.
Right.
And that's where he got himself in some troubles at different times throughout last year. So I think for me, that's where I would go. I would try and put him like an outside linebacker, not I feel like that's a bad way to put it. Maybe a weak side guy in terms of downhill, let him run, let him blitz every once in a while. That's kind of where I would go.
I'm trying to understand.
What do you think?
I'm trying to understand the state of the linebacker room because
It's bad.
You need a Mike.
Yeah.
Do you need a Mike as a veteran? I think you need a veteran, Mike. It's long overdue, and somebody is going to keep their tail here for a little while.
That's another issue is that a lot of these linebacker prospects are like guys that I think excel at being wheel guys, like run free guys, and not really in the middle of it thumping like that. So you got some questions to ask. Yeah. You got some figuring out to do. But as far as Maris goes, I think what's going to happen, we need CP to come in and tell us like what the business is.
Yep.
And I think regardless, you have to move forward like some guys don't exist. Stephen Jones came out and kind of gave you what the core is. He told you the 3 tackles. We talked about Donovan Ezaraku. We talked about Demo, and he mentioned 2 corners. He mentioned Bland and Revel. Regardless of what you think about how Revel's rookie season is, Revel's a part of this core moving on next year. So now you got to ask yourself, all right, so we're moving forward as if Kalen Carson doesn't exist. Like we just can't be like, all right, I'm banking on Kalen Carson to step up and do this thing. I wouldn't even want the Cowboys to do that. So if that's going to be the case, I think Maris is one of those guys as well. Maris hasn't shown us. And look, Zimmer, when he was here, the one thing that he'll talk about with Maris that he picked up everything so fast and he's so smart, communicates. And that's kind of what CP wants, Christian Parker wants.
Yeah, same ball.
But we don't even know. So we just going to have to bring guys in, and Maris is going to have to work himself up.
Into wherever he needs to go. It's all about the role that they need him to play.
For sure.
And he can play a number of different things. We've seen that over his 2 years here. Yeah. But when I'm looking at this linebacker core, I'm not looking at it and saying, I'm not drafting that guy because we have Maris Leafow.
Yeah.
He's not going to dictate what we need from a linebacker sense. But
I was only asking because you said Mike. You referred to one of these gentlemen as a Mike, and I'm like, okay, well, Dallas needs a Mike.
Which
I think Sonny and CJ are Mikes.
Yeah.
like on past draft shows or today?
No. Today you just called somebody. I can't remember who it was, but you said somebody was a Mike, and I was like, okay.
Was his name Michael?
No, you said Mike.
I don't know. I don't remember what I was talking about. Those two guys, early in guys. Where would you put CJ Allen?
I got a 2 on him, but he's gonna go late first.
Yeah, he'll go in the 20s.
I think that's a perfect place.
Yeah. So that's
and that goes what I'm saying earlier, right? Like if you just say, oh yeah, CJ Allen, he'll go 25 or something. I'm picking at 20.
I'd be fine.
I'm perfectly fine with CJ Allen at 20.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
You cool with that?
I'll take that. I'll take that at 20.
Okay.
It depends on the board. If he's the best guy on the board for me at 20, then sure, I don't mind CJ Allen at 20 because I don't know how the board's gonna play out. It might be a bunch of wide receivers and D tackles there. It may be some offensive linemen that I don't value as high. You know what I'm saying? But if that's how it is, you need Mike, go get CJ Allen. He's a Mike.
This is a good question. It's a little bit long on Twitter, but Rob wants to know: Cowboys' number one offseason priority should be signing George Pickens to a long-term deal.
Sure.
It's one of those things that I think everybody wants to happen. Everybody needs it to happen. Even he talked about wanting it to happen and wanting the best for everybody during his Pro Bowl media availability yesterday. However, he does say because of the past and because of the way the contract scenarios with this specific representation, David Mogoleta and what he's done over the last 12 months, I think Cowboys fans are a little bit hesitant to see it actually come to fruition. His question is, if let's say they tag Pickens, he's going to reject the tag, doesn't want to play on the tag, or whatever ends up happening, or a holdout is a possibility until the long-term deal is signed. How much of a priority should it be to possibly taking a wide receiver at 12 or 20? What would that conversation look like?
Your priority still needs to always be defense first.
Okay.
Because that's the emergency.
Mm-hmm. You wouldn't classify that as an emergency?
I think the defense is so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Dak go out there with a wide receiver, 1, Flournoy, 4 offensive linemen missing, Jake Ferguson limping. I've seen Dak figure it out. This defense ain't figured out nothing last year. They ain't figured out nothing. Even if your offense goes from number 1 to number 8, your defense was still 37th. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Only 32 teams.
that's my point. But even in that case though, Rob, that's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to draft Jordan Tyson or Lemon or Tate, whoever you find to be the best guy on the board. Don't be afraid to draft those guys. Yeah. That priority goes up a little bit, but this is kind of where I'm pleading to Jerry and Steven and Adam and all them people involved and Todd and all them. Like, man, let's just get it done. Let's not try to win the negotiation here. You know what I'm saying? Let's not try to get style points. Let's not let this thing drag out. I think you're going to be at your best when everybody's at camp, happy, paid, participating. I don't want this thing to get to, will George Pickens miss games? I can't stand will X player miss games content, but we do it every year. Will CD miss games? Will Zach miss games? Will Tank miss games? I'm sick of will Dak miss games? I'm tired of that conversation. Pay Pickens early. Get it out the way. There's a number in mind. You ain't got to get messed over on all the details. Get the number right, work out the guaranteed, and get dude in here so when camp goes around, they're not missing steps. I don't want to see GP look weird for 6 weeks, because he hadn't been in camp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's all.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Rob.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. That's good.
What would you say?
You ain't trying to draft no receivers?
Huh?
No.
We say?
The defense is an
sounds
emergency, huh?
No, I mean, I think the defense is an emergency, but I will say I agree with Voch is that I just think that Dallas, again, going back to the Senior Bowl interview, I thought something that Will McClay and Steven said, well, not even Steven, I apologize, Jory Epstein yesterday.
Shouts out to Jory. Yeah.
Fantastic article by her, or a report by her, rather, from Yahoo Sports, talking about the fact that having all these coaches come in here and getting their insight really helped the Cowboys understand Pickens' value and what he does to stress a defense. And I thought that was awesome. You got the quarterback that wants him to be here. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think I heard it correctly, is that when Schottenheimer got hired, one of his things was that they needed to get a wide receiver too. He came in, when he was interviewing, that was something he emphasized. Yeah. Sounds like from someone I know with the Steelers that the conversations, like they were on the phone talking about Pickens prior to the draft. Dallas was one of the only teams that called. So they had a plan. They brought him in, and I feel like he has played well. And I understand, I will say, what I am understanding is that there are people around the league and that feel like you still don't know enough about this guy. I don't agree. I don't personally agree. I think he's shown himself to be, he's had his few little hiccups. I think he's shown himself to be reliable. He's in the film because of what he's done from a skill position this year. He has really opened up his route tree. You can't do that if you're not taking coaching. I think Junior Adams has a lot to do with that.
Yep.
So I think that he's shown that he can be here. He can be responsible. Is he going to be the leader that you're looking for and all this blase? Maybe, but he leads with his play. The play is enough. And I think that's the vibe that I'm getting about it, is that it's not about the play. It is about committing to this person, and is this person committed to all of this that's going on? I don't doubt it, but that is probably what the holdup is.
Yeah. Ice, let me tell you something.
No, don't get mad.
No, I ain't mad at you.
I'm just telling you what I've heard.
You've done great. Ice, look, you've done great.
Jesus.
I'm sick of these miscellaneous people that be writing, reporting. GP is a problem. They nowhere near here. They nowhere near.
Yeah, he's not.
they live in
They
PA.
They don't talk to the play. Listen, as long as George isn't selling drugs, hitting women, or doing something stupid, I play football, dog. Yeah. You gonna have dudes late for meetings. You gonna have dudes wearing what they want. Coach say black socks. You gonna have somebody with neon green. It's the game. It's the game.
Yes.
As long as George Pickens ain't getting arrested, trouble, other people getting arrested, and I'll let that slide. As long as I ain't talking, but because he cool too. As long as George ain't getting arrested, what's the point of having leadership if you ain't got knuckleheads around to lead them?
Okay, come on.
What's the point? What's the point? I played center. My senior year, I was a leader, and we had offensive linemen that didn't know the plays, but they were strong as hell. Hey, Voch, take care of him, man. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of Dak having a master's in leadership? What's his master's in? I know you know.
Yeah, it's
in leader something.
psychology.
What's the point of having a great leader and a CeeDee Lamb around to corral in some mess? As long as he ain't getting arrested.
Well, I think that's what we're talking about. I think that's why we've seen the improvement we've seen from Pickens, is that he's fine. I think that the quarterback and him are locked in, and there's some good communication there, obviously, too. He's friends with these guys. They've built connection.
Yep.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm just telling you what it is that this ain't me.
As long as he ain't punching fans in the stadium.
This is the concern.
As long as he ain't punching fans in the stadium.
DK Metcalf.
Because these might be coming from Pittsburgh Steelers people that had to deal with.
Because he be getting, don't get me, and that one thing I like about George is like, he don't care. He don't care about getting fined. He gonna do that celebration. It's the Ocho Cinco vibe. I like it.
I can guarantee you nobody in that locker room, in the conversations that we've had.
Hell no.
In the conversations that George Pickens has had and that the media has had with certain players, nobody has ever in that locker room tabbed George Pickens as an issue.
Nope, never heard it.
They don't feel that way, and that's not the case. Maybe that was the case in Pittsburgh. Not the case here.
Yeah.
And yes, he has a capable quarterback who he loves. He's got a wide receiver running mate that's one of the best in the NFL, and there's a reason they're both wearing Pro Bowl flag football uniforms later this week.
Yep.
I mean, there's legitimate growth opportunity for him here. So for that old narrative to just continue to drag on in a off season and in a situation like this, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's old.
Because it didn't happen.
It's old.
All right, moving on. Good conversation, y'all.
Good talk.
Ashley wants to know, what's the best value you could get for a pick at spot 20 in a trade back scenario, just like Voch likes. This is kind of my wheelhouse in terms of draft compensation. Okay, the Browns. I'm going to take a look at 12 and 20, shall we? Just because.
Yes, sir.
The Browns at 12 back in 2017. That was the most recent big trade in terms of 12. They got the 25th overall pick, so they went from 12 to 20, and they got a first-round pick in 2018. So next year, first-round pick. So nothing in that current draft. That was a recent one specifically. Going back to 2003, this one's closer to 20. 19th overall, the Patriots traded to Baltimore for a second-round pick and a 2024 first-round pick. So next year, first-round pick. So you get a second-round current draft, first-round next year. And then the other one that I was looking at here in terms of like recent history, the Cowboys actually traded one to the Bills. Cowboys first round pick 22 in 2004. They gave They gave number 43 overall. So they went from 22 to 43, but they also picked up a 4th-round pick, a 5th-round pick, and a 2025 first-round pick. And that was the last time they picked multiple times in the first round was in that 2025 draft. So if you're going to do it, next year's draft prospects, next year's draft picks are very much so on the table. Sure. But if you're Dallas, you're not necessarily messing around with current year guys, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of looking at a possible 2nd-round flip, but you're going to pick up a day 3 and probably a premium day 2 or day 1 pick too.
I think the only other situation, I've kind of said this here, but I'll say it again, is if some team likes some quarterback that we're not talking about at 20. And they go, hey, we'll trade up to
Let's say Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback.
Probably not a top 10, top 15 guy. He might just because of the quarterback position, but we'll see.
The Giants traded up to get Jackson Dart to 25, and they ended up getting the Texans sent 34, 99, and a 2026 3rd-rounder. You know what I'm saying? So if you want value.
So that would be 25 to 34, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you get a 2nd-rounder and a 3rd-rounder?
99 and next year's 3, yes, sir.
Okay, so it'd be a 3rd-rounder and then next year's 3rd.
And next year's 3, yeah.
That's kind of what your ballpark's going to be.
So if somebody's moving up to get a corner, it's going to be different than them moving up to get a quarterback, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to maximize your trade back, you better hope somebody likes one of these quarterbacks to move up to 20 to get them.
Yeah, and if it's not a quarterback, what is a position that people would like enough to trade up for?
Maybe one of those wideouts.
That's why I hate trade backs, because people would need to see some real value to come up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? People want to trade back.
I say that all the time. You got to find a dance partner.
People want to trade back because I don't like who's on the board right now. Let me call somebody and get more picks. Nah, something has to be attractive there. Something has to be, let me get Jalen Carter's falling. Let me go get Jalen Carter. Let me go and get a quarterback or something like that. It ain't gonna be that.
Nobody's just gonna pick up the phone and be like, "Yeah, you're right. I am gonna trade you all 3 of these selections just to go up to 20."
And Tyrion Arnold may have been Detroit's number 1 corner at the time. Yeah. So they say, "Man, our corner's still here. Let's go trade up with Dallas to go get Tyrion Arnold." I don't think it's gonna be like that unless Mansour Delane.
Well, then also too, what about we've talked about this offensive tackle class, this offensive guard class. Sure. That might be a position. I don't know what the free agency pool looks like, but teams are in need. We saw the offensive lines this year. Teams are in need of offensive line. Do you think that maybe, especially with there not being a lot of depth there and it being top heavy, maybe there is a guy that a team really is like, this guy can come in and be a starter and we need to protect our quarterbacks? I can't think of any other position. I think maybe offensive line might be a position, especially the way that it's not rich this year,
it's just
that
hard
somebody
for me
might
to
sacrifice for, but that's it.
It's hard for me to look at a team and say, yeah, we're going to trade our 2 top 100 picks and maybe one from next year too, just to go get an O-lineman.
Receiver?
Yeah, maybe you might need a playmaker. You one of the if Jordan Tyson starts to fall, a lot of defensive guys get taken early in the draft, and then Tyson falls, or Mekhi Lemon falls, or something like that.
Yeah, because I was definitely going to ask y'all, can you hold somebody for ransom? Maybe.
It'd have to be a quarterback.
It'd have to be a hell of a player. It'd have to be a quarterback because that's probably the most valuable thing. So it got to be a quarterback. Yeah. Got to go.
Is anybody else you're probably taking?
Kidnap a quarterback.
Go kidnap.
We got to kidnap a quarterback. You want to get other stuff.
Love it. All right. Appreciate you guys sending in the questions here on Twitter on the 20. When we come back, the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl have now been wrapped up. We had a chance to look at a lot of those prospects. Who are some of the ones that stood out over the week? We'll talk about it when we return with more of the Draft Show right after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
How about them Cowboys? And how about them Jimmy Dean breakfast bowls? Keep your game day celebrations going with real eggs, potatoes, cheese, and our savory Jimmy Dean sausage. And with 22 grams of protein per serving, you'll have enough energy to power you from early morning to the final whistle. The no-hassle, ready-in-minutes prep makes it easy. Just heat, eat, and cheer on those Cowboys. Get yours today. Jimmy Dean brand is proud to be the official protein of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
Looking for the perfect play this Valentine's Day? Score big with gifts from the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop, whether it's a jersey, hoodie, or hat. For your number one fan, find something that they'll love. Head to a pro shop near you or shop online at shop.dallascowboys.com. A Fanatics experience and make this Valentine's Day a true Cowboys celebration. Welcome back in to the Draft Show presented by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. This segment is also brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas with Voch Lombardi, Iisha Morrison. I'm Kyle Youmans. Chris Beam in the back. Senior Bowl wrapping up on Saturday. Of course, the Shrine Bowl was last Tuesday, but we were out in Mobile, so haven't had a chance to talk a lot about that group of prospects quite yet and how they showed out here at the Star in Frisco. But let's start in the trenches, because one of the standouts from Senior Bowl practice last week, and we mentioned this a few times, Voch, is that the edge rushers, the front seven, had a significant advantage over the offensive line in this year's Senior Bowl class. What did you like out of the offensive line? Because I know off air we were talking and you had your eyes on a couple of prospects.
The correct answer is not a lot.
Yeah,
Lord
I
have mercy.
didn't like a whole bunch from the offensive line. The pass rushers kind of showed up and they just whooped feet a little bit. It was interesting because the Senior Bowl had some pass rushers or just edge players that on their regular film they weren't really rushy guys. They were kind of stiff. They just didn't bend all the way. They just weren't great. They may be good versus the run, but then they get to Mobile and they started whooping feet as pass rushers. So I was, like guys like Zion Young from Missouri. I didn't think of him as like super pass rushy guy.
He's wide too. He was more of a run guy at Missouri.
Yeah,
and yeah, you're right. He was an incredible pass rusher.
So are you tempering?
Super strong.
So you're tempering T.J. Parker's performance as well,
100%.
Or did you go look into
10,
the context of the film?
10,000%. I'm not gonna buy, because look, think about how Parker won. Like he won with his one move, with his long or him just being powerful, right?
Yeah.
That may work when you have a miscellaneous tackle drafting you, but when I'm scouting, I like to put in context of the league, right? So if your first game is against Jordan Mailata, you just can't long arm Mailata every time, right? So when you watch T.J. Parker's film, he does have that one thing that he does, and he's great versus the run. That helps him versus the run. He can push pockets and all that. But I wanted to at least see him develop some kind of counter out there, and he didn't. He just kind of ran down the middle of people. Derek Moore, pass rusher from Michigan, he kind of won a lot of reps just bull rushing people, but that's what's on film as well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you credit for running down the middle of people whooping folk. I want to see you mix up your moves, change some things up. So Danny Dennis Smith, I saw the same from him. Run down the middle of people, you won, but will that translate?
And I like his film because he has some pass rush ability on film.
He's very sometimes with it, but he does.
He's got a couple plans there whenever he's there rushing on the edge outside at Penn State, but I didn't see that at the Senior Bowl. It was a lot of just go straight through the chest of somebody.
I think all that's important. Also, too, Gabe Yakas.
Yeah.
Yakas, he's another guy, like the film just didn't match up. So it's not like, look, they did well. They did what they're supposed to do, but it's like punching a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, why you punching this kid? But if the kid whoop you, hey, don't let this kid whoop you. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be the highly touted guy, go out there and whoop the small school guys. Whoop the guys that don't have the same draft profile as you. And they did. So shouts out to them.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to do.
They did their job.
Yeah.
But this is the opposite of this, right? We're talking about offensive lineman. Jake Slaughter, the center from Florida. I was curious about him because Florida makes sure that he always gets a bunch of help. And he's a center. He should. Yeah. But when I'm evaluating centers, I want to know, are you powerful by yourself? because some team may want to isolate you. You may get a big front or something like that. You may get a zero that you got to sit down and anchor on. And there was a lot of powerful dudes that lined up over him. And I was like, all right, Jake. You show me some one-on-one power versus some of these guys, some of this bull rush, or these tackles, these noses being quick against you, right? So I walked away from Jake Slaughter going, okay, you did better than I expected. So now I want to go back and watch some more film of him and see if I can find some more incidents where he's kind of isolated to see if it kind of matches up a little bit. I'll let Iisha talk.
You good.
Running.
No, we talking. You good.
Max Iron Anchor is another player that I like, and I
was gonna jump in. I was just waiting.
I kind of go down this list of the big board guys, and I just kind of watch as they go.
I'll talk about them too.
A couple of weeks ago, Max Iron Anchor was like
Ihanachor.
What the name is?
Ihanachor from Arizona State.
Brother Max, the offensive tackle from Arizona State. He was like PFL's like 120th guy, so I didn't watch him at first, right? And
dude, he was awesome.
I saw him at the Senior Bowl shutting down like
one-on-ones
that I like
on an island.
Yeah.
He handled business.
So now I got to watch some more Max Iron Anchor. Iisha, please tell us.
Ihanachor.
What the name is?
Ihanachor.
Is that Greek?
Ihanachor.
I don't know what it would be.
Max
Tell us about Max
Ihanachor.
from Arizona State, please.
Max Ihanachor, Arizona State Sun Devil. He's an offensive tackle. He primarily plays right tackle. This gentleman is 6'6", somewhere between 325 and 330. What do you got as official? I don't remember.
I've got it right here. 6'6", 330, right on the dot.
Thank you. Okay. So this man was a senior, second team All Big 12. He's from Nigeria. He played soccer and basketball before transitioning to football in junior college, and then he developed as as a tackle with Arizona State. Sorry, this is how I have to do things now. I think the biggest thing that stood out to me is the physical profile. Obviously, you look at 6'6", 330. This guy has fantastic foot movement to be that big, y'all. I mean, just fantastic balance. I think that you see the basketball and soccer background come up in how he mirrors and the way that he's able to stay in front of people. He's not shuffly, though. It's not shuffly. It is, I'm picking my damn feet up and I'm moving. Also, too, you talk about the fact that in this past year, he allowed 0 sacks, and he played a lot of snaps. That's impressive. To be, because we're looking for technically, that's the thing I will say about some of these guys that maybe aren't as impressive and powerful and just have the natural strength. I do think that coming out of the Senior Bowl, I noticed that some of these offensive linemen, they're winning with technique, and they're not winning with I'm just bigger and better than you. They're winning with technique. I think you can build off of that. I think that this gentleman is going to thrive in a zone scheme, predominantly more of an inside zone scheme. I think that he shows the availability and ability to climb to the second level and operate in space. He pulls effectively and he identifies targets. He identifies his targets very well. I think that so it's because of that, he can fit into any offense. He's a very, very quick learner. That's something that I heard about from his coaches, listening to his interviews. And he's really he's building a lot of stock in this time. The hand timing and the strike execution, did that stand out to you?
He was so strong.
He's so strong, but he's precise with his hands. Yes. I think that his lower body strength is some of the best in this class. His ability to anchor and to really sit down and drop that ass on people and let
First show back for Iisha Morrison, and we've got one.
And let them know he's not moving. Also, too, we talk about instincts, the situational awareness from him on tape. He will find what they say: find a body, find something to do.
Work, yeah.
This is a gentleman that will find something to do, and he's physical. He's trying to knock people on their tail. I think when you look at the awareness with twist and stunts as well, I think that he still needs to develop a little bit there. He can lag a little bit, but I do think situationally he's grown there.
That's just from being a step behind at times, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
he's still looking. He's got his head up. He's got his hands up. He's ready to find and engage. But if he's a step behind, that's where he kind of gets a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the size is NFL level. He's elite to me in pass protection and his ability to mirror. He has fantastic movement skills, and he was able to show that against some of the best at the Senior Bowl. I think that he's really going to grow. But as he refines his hand tech and stuff like that and the base power, I think he's going to be great. So that's what I got on the kid. I look at him as maybe a 3rd round pick, I would say. But there might be some people that are looking at the Senior Bowl and walking away thinking that maybe this guy could go in the 2nd, especially with how poor. Not poor, but but
it's light.
light
Yeah.
is the nice word to use. How light
the class is.
the class is.
He's
now,
not light.
he did have a foot injury when he played for before he transferred to Georgia Tech from Middle Tennessee. He had a car accident in 2023, and just the fact that he was able to bounce back from that and to be able to still have the foot quickness. You hear foot with an offensive lineman, you get a little tight, just like a defensive lineman.
Yep.
But he was able to bounce back from that, so I think that shows his resilience and what he's capable of. So, oh, my bad, I'm looking at the wrong gentleman.
It's all right. We know what you're talking about.
That's not him. Sorry. No, my bad. I was talking.
So who were you talking about?
I was talking about Rutledge.
Let's clean it up here. Okay.
I was talking about Rutledge. My bad. I was in the wrong place in my notes. But yes, I still think the gentleman's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got on him. What you got?
No, you basically knocked it out. I haven't watched Iron Anchor formally. You know, like watching
Ihanature.
What Max. Pardon me.
Ihanature.
I'm gonna just drill it. That's all we're doing.
Did you call Iron Maker?
Yeah.
I thought somebody else called him Iron Anchor, and I was like, oh, that's how to say it. So I just called him
Ihanature.
Max Ihanature.
That's correct.
And is Nigerian?
He's Nigerian.
He's
Nigerian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta Google that because that name don't look Nigerian. But I mean, he
is Nigerian.
But yeah, I'm gonna watch him formally. I was very impressed. Also, too, one more player that I have to watch that I haven't watched was
let's talk about him.
Jeremiah Wright from Auburn. You seen him?
No.
He big as hell. Day 2, they put him in a competition period versus LT Overton, I believe, or something like that. It was at the end, and it was just one-on-one with him. And I was like, okay, a cat that I never heard of, and I don't want to sound mean, but I'm waiting on Overton to show me something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah Wright kind of stepped in and anchored on him very nicely. So I watched Jeremiah over the next couple of days, and he showed some great power, and he big as hell. He like 330, 340 or something. And he has some decent guard feet for 340. So I got to watch him. But Wright, Radlich, Ihanature.
Yeah, let's go.
I got to watch all those guys formally. I have to bump them up the list a little bit, but very impressed with them.
So what did you notice from Rutledge? Sorry.
According to AI, so take this with a grain of salt.
Jesus.
Ihanature is of the Igbo origin from Nigeria.
Okay, cool.
So
There's
it
a lot
is
of Igbo people here in
Nigerian.
that DFW area.
So,
Yeah,
it's
there you
very
go.
common.
Just want to throw that out there.
Did you want to talk about Rutledge? What did you gentlemen notice from him? I got the breakdown.
At Senior Bowl, I was surprised that he was able to sit down so comfortably and anchor. You know what I'm saying?
He's a tough dude.
He's I think a lot of offensive linemen have issues with after they settle down and like somebody crosses face on them, like they don't deal with counters very well. Like if you're very powerful, you can naturally neutralize people's counters because if I grab you, you're just gonna stop moving. But all guards aren't that powerful. So when I was watching, is it Radlich or Rutledge?
Rutledge.
When I was watching Rutledge, they moved him at center and guard, and what I was really impressed with is he was able to be strong at the initial point.
Yep.
Great hands, striking, and he sustained blocks really well. And in the event that they cross face on you, he was able to move laterally both sides. Everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
I know it sounds a certain kind of way, but if you a guard, depending on what side you on, it's easy for you to move to it. Like if you're a right guard, you move right much easier post foot in. So when they look for centers, you got to be able to move both ways because you could slide both ways. And I was looking at Rutledge. When I was looking at Rutledge, was Rutledge last year?
Probably.
Georgia.
Tate Ratledge?
Tate Ratledge.
Yeah, this is Rutledge.
Rutledge, pardon me. I was so surprised at his technique dealing with counters, dealing with his hands, moving sideways. I saw hands high. I saw somebody deal with the hands and defeat him. I saw him replace his hands. And I was like, technique make me sick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Rutledge is a technician. So when I go back and watch him, haven't watched him formally, when I go back and watch him, I'll go, let me see if some of this technique sticks, if some of this anchoring sticks. And I'm gonna find a game where he played his best players or whatever, his best competition or whatnot, and I'm gonna really keep eyes on him. So
I agree. He's very well rounded.
Please.
Fantastic hip control, as you talked about. The low center of leverage that he has allows him to really, like you talk about, sit down and sustain blocks. And again, he's the one with the foot that had the foot in 2020. So again, for him to be able to anchor and to be steady with that, I think that's impressive. He's very consistent too. I'm sure you noticed that out there. That's on his film, is that this guy, he didn't give up that many sacks. He was fantastic in running, pass blocking. I mean, and you talked about the hand tech too. That's one of my favorite things. Because you don't expect the guy that size, well, to be able to do that. But the hand placement, he's a very quick puncher, very quick. But he can mirror too, and that's the feat that you're talking about. But he's somebody that people are going to start keeping an eye out on, I think.
We agree.
Yeah, I like him.
Tell me a little bit about Jennings Dunker. I just combined the two names.
Outside of those
Jennings
Arizona.
Dunker out of Missouri, out of Iowa rather, who showed out at the Senior Bowl. We had a conversation with him at Media Day. What did you like about him?
Heck yeah.
Dunker's interesting.
Okay.
Dunker's interesting. I'll just talk about
great hairdo.
I don't care. I don't care.
Great stuff.
Senior Bowl love to talk about the people that chop wood and dunk basketballs.
Yeah, they love that stuff.
They love the
Hey, I liked Cody Mount.
I watch film.
I liked him.
Jennings Dunker is going to be so interesting because his film shows you get job done guy.
Yeah.
From Iowa.
He's from Iowa for sure.
What they do.
And they're gonna talk around the idea of him playing guard, which I think he'll be a phenomenal guard. But even though he doesn't have a whole bunch of range pass setting playing tackle, he's get job done guy at tackle. He ain't really losing reps there, even if guys are like bursting around him. But anyway, strong, good knee bend, pushes guys around, physical, looks to finish, second level blocker. He actually picks on people smaller than him. I love that. Some guys like to just get out there and brun law a little bit. Nah, he's trying to smoke people on the second and third level. Yeah. I love that about him. He played a ton of competition. That's so important to me. I'll give you credit for getting whooped by Ohio State or Penn State, like top talent guys, than for you to be in some smaller school and just whoop all the people that you should be whooping. So Jennings Dunker does have rough reps out there, but it's against top tier, like top talented dudes. I love that about him. As far as a pass setter, great hands, strong hands. He latches on quickly, grip and all that's nice, but I don't think he has the range to get to his landmark all that efficiently. Like he could be a little tight hip sometimes, so I think he will be a better guard. But man, I say that, but he get out there cool though. Like on the next level, he may have some issues with some bursty, bendy guys or whatever, but I don't think he has an issue with him on film based on what I'm saying, because he's a get job done guy. Pulls cool, thumps cool, all that kind of stuff. I like him. As a guard, he'll be a 2 for me. As a tackle, he'll be a 3, but I think he's a dude that could play.
Really? Yeah, I mean, as a guard, he would be a 2 to me. As a tackle, I would be, well, yeah, I guess as a guard, he would maybe be a late 2. 3 as a tackle, he would be 1. I like him as a tackle just because he's such a good mix of lateral movement, but also being able to be powerful like you're talking about, and what he's able to do in the run game. Iowa runs a heavy zone, and for a tackle to be able to be effective in that and to be physical in that, I think says something about it. You mentioned the competition. He deals with bull rush well. He deals with power well. He has fantastic technique, and I think that helps him as well. But I agree with you. He's a get the job guy the job done
guy.
Type of guy.
Get the job done type of guy. My God.
You got it.
It's a little hard to say.
Good. Yeah, get the job done type guy.
Yeah.
That's a rough one.
All right, I hate you.
You always hear talking about, especially whenever you've got those zone heavy schemes, the light feet, heavy hands. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's a very good mix.
He moves significantly. He's got an intensity to him, a mean streak to him, and you can see it on film as well. I went back and kind of dove after we talked to him last week. I was like, I haven't seen enough of him to really talk about him. And so I went back and looked at a couple of his games. And like you said, there are some bad reps, especially against Ohio State. He kind of got whooped around a little bit. But he's got some top-notch tape too.
That's real competition. I would rather that.
Yeah.
You got to watch Nadam Tucker too.
Huh?
Nadam Tucker.
Tucker? What position? Because it's early for me still. It's February still.
I thought he wrote this. Yes, I apologize. Western Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Edge out of Western Michigan.
There you go.
Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
He was fun at the Senior Bowl, too.
Yeah.
All right, that does it for us here on the Draft Show. We will be back on Thursday. It'll be this same group. Iisha will be back again, filling in as the rest of the group is at the Super Bowl this week. Be sure to keep up with their coverage throughout as well. Special thanks to Voch Lombardi, Iisha Morrison, Chris Beam in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans. We will see you on Thursday with more of the Draft Show. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?